Albiani, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. McElroy. That question is, what are the top 3 issues that you would look to solve or improve within the district? Mr. Albiani.
I'm sorry.
What are the top 3 issues that you would look to solve or improve within the district?
Top 3 issues. I would tell you that we have a $2.2 billion reduction in the tax rate to the CSD. Everything, if I could change something, I'd change Prop 13, because after Prop 13, everything became fee-based, and Vallejo's in trouble, and a lot of the cities up and down the state, particularly Central Valley, are in trouble. We are very fortunate that at the CSD, we are somewhat fee-based, we are somewhat tax-supported, we are somewhat cost recovery. If I had 3 things to change, I'd like to increase the amount of the taxes, because the way I would do that, not by increasing the tax amount, but hoping that this city and the region recovers, the value of real estate goes back up, so that the city would have more money, our fire department would have more money. That's one thing I'd like to change. Other things, I would tell you, I think they do very well. I'd like to change what Mr. Johnson said, though, interestingly enough, that we have cut all these things in the CSD because we are in trouble. Let me suggest to you that you cut things so you stay out of trouble. We have cut $5.1 million out of our capital improvement budget. Why did we cut it? Because if we didn't, we couldn't have afforded to keep going. And that's the way you keep a sound budget, is to watch your nickels and dimes the way you do at home. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the reason we have our budget problem is because over the last 3 years, CSD has increased its spending by 55%. It is after that we have currently had our $52 million budget deficit. So obviously the first thing I would do is cut the fat. Our general manager makes over $200,000 at the CSD just pushing paper. That's a ridiculous amount. And the rest of the executive salaries aren't that far behind. The second thing I would do is this, and the second major problem with our budget, is that about a few years ago the CSD changed the way it created parks. They went from what's called a turnkey park system to a fee-based park system. Now in a turnkey park system, the developer builds the park, hands it over to the CSD, and it's done. Doesn't cost the CSD anything, give or take. What they do now is instead they've changed to a fee-based system. Let's take Bartholomew Sports Park. Back in 2003 or 4, they got approximately $6 to $8 million from the developer to build the park. The developer asked to build the park. CSD said no, give us the money. So they gave him about $6 to $8 million. Now, fast forward 5 years later, that park is costing us $20 million. All right, now I like world-class parks as much as the next person, but there's a reason why every city doesn't have a world-class park. It's because the other cities understand we can't afford it. And so the second thing I would do is change these world-class parks to regular parks so that we have money to fully fund our fire system. Finally, I understand that most of the people here are from Elk Grove, but there is a major problem, as I mentioned before, with Gulf and not having a fire station on the west side of the fire tracks. That would be my third change. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. McElroy, same question.
3 top issues. Number 1 is to ensure the quality of services that we provide out there and maintain the highest quality services that we currently provide. We already have the fastest response times, the best equipment, and the best trained personnel in the region. We demonstrated to you tonight, we're one of the 3 fire departments in the region that has high technical rescue equipment. We have our own training academy. We are ahead in the vision of looking ahead to tomorrow's needs. Believe me, we have had a reserve, and we built the reserves for the last 16 years, and we're carrying a reserve into this year at the end of this year at $39 million. We're building this sports park because it's a much needed asset this community's been crying for 12 years. When I bought that land, we paid $22,000 an acre for it. It's worth over $200,000 an acre. It'll be a $20 million facility, but the day it opens, it'll be debt-free. There will be maintenance on it, there will be upkeep on it, but that upkeep will be paid for by the users who will use it. And I'm here to tell you today that we're preparing for tomorrow. The other main issues that are out there, that is the quality and level of service. That it is my primary goal that we maintain the quality of services to the community, and that we continue to do that in the future.